Howdy y'all, it's Kathy for Breast Paper Scissors. A couple of days ago I did a video and tutorial on my take on the flip-flop journals, and I showed this little Halloween journal, and I wanted to do a flip through today of just it completed. It's still blank, it doesn't have much ephemera in it, but I have a friend that I wanted to give it to, and I was going to give it to as a blank journal. So I just wanted to quickly go through it, and then I want to do a quick tutorial on how I made it. The thing I like about the journal is that when you take the closure off, it lies pretty flat. So, and I think that is because of the way that I make it with the spines, and I'll show you that in just a second. But I like that it lays flat. The side of this one is, this is the front cover, and then it has a spine, and then this is the middle where the file folder, and then this is the back cover, and again it has a spine. And I'll go through and explain why I did that, and then when I do the tutorial I'll show you how I did it. And it's very easy, very little measuring, and then I like the fact that I think the file folders are just a little bit sturdy. So the front cover is, what I did was I graduated the pages so it kind of looks like a little witch's notebook, was my intent on how it looked. So the front cover is just a small, file folder, and then I added some sticky backed velvet, I added some corrugated cardboard, again some sticky backed velvet, and then a digital, the little black cat. It's funny how journals will take on kind of a life of their own, and this one kind of ended up being a black cat journal, and there's several little black cats in it, so I hope she will like that. Then the inside is just, of the front cover, is just, I covered the file folder with some old book page, and then I added a little digital as a tuck spot, and then this is just a piece of old ledger paper. And it had all these numbers written on there, and I really liked that. And then on the back I was looking, this was from a automotive shop, ledger from an automotive shop in the early 1950s, and on here it talks about an air box, and I thought, ooh, that sounded like maybe they put somebody in a box. So I thought that was kind of fun that it had air box on there. And then this is just supposed to look like a haphazard notebook that a little witch might keep, and it's got this page. I put a little sign that says poison on there, and then just some pages. And all I did was I made the pages, and I added them in here, and then I tore them or distressed them to fit the size of the notebook. So again, this is the front cover. This shows you that there is a spine, so this is the spine. I did that spine so it would accommodate the rusted metal prong fastener and the extra pages. And you could take these pages out, you could put more pages in, you could, just change it up however the person wanted. So that's, I think, a benefit for those. This is the back of the signature, the first page, and it's just, I covered it with some dictionary paper. I added two little digitals just to show you that it is a tuck spot. It was a velvet ribbon, and then you flip it over, and then this signature, I covered it with some old map paper, and then I added this digital where it talked about Salem, Massachusetts, and I thought that went with the map paper. And then I just added this little digital of the two little witches there. And then the papers are all tea stained. I added a little hazardous chemical or hazardous substance sticker onto that page. Just did very little embellishing, but you could do a lot with this. There's a lot of places for you to write or to add pictures. There's tuck spots. The center of each signature is an envelope, and I added the sticky backed velvet on one side and then just other paper on the other side. And this is just some ledger paper and then just some graphed paper. And then so it's very plain. The back of this signature, I added some black lace that I got. I believe this was a table runner that I got from the Dollar Tree, and it looks like a spider web. So I included that, and it's just a little tuck spot that I added to vintage tags just to show that it's a little tuck spot. And then you flip it over, and this is the back of the book. And I added a tuck spot here. When I was a little girl, we used to sing that song, "The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out." So that's all that is just that song, and then a little skeleton. I print those up. And then this is just some extra pages for you to journal on. And I added this tracing paper that I stamped on. This is the back signature. So this is that 1/4 inch signature that I made the back cover for. And then if you flip it over and you start on this side, this signature, this is some of that ledger paper. And then this is a digital that's a tuck spot. And then again, just our pages. I added a documented label there, just some pages. This is the signature, the center. And then this black page, this is probably my favorite Halloween digital, is this Black Cat magazine cover. And I love that. I think the girl is so pretty, and I like the little black cat. So that's just my favorite. So I was excited to include that. And then just blank page, here's the back of that signature. You could do a little journaling there if you wanted. And then this is, this center. And then this is the last signature. And this is just some old math paper. And then these are just pages. And just kind of haphazard. Looks like a little witch's notebook. This is the center of the signature, our sticky back to velvet. And then on this one, I added some book page at the back, or some math paper. I added this little library card holder, and then I added this digital with Frankenstein. And then the back pages. And then the back is plain. Again, you could journal there, and then you're back at the front. So that's the little flip-flop journal, and I would be interested to know what you think about this. And I like it, and I'm hoping that maybe I might make up several to sell in my shop. This was a gift for somebody. But if you think you might be interested, just say yes, please make some, or no, that not a good idea. And I would really appreciate that. But let's do the tutorial real quick. It's very easy, and I did part of it the other day. We talked about you probably need 2 file folders, but you could get away with 1 if you just had to. But all I did was, I talked about in the last video, file folders are not cut straight. So you need to cut off this side, this little edge here, and this little edge here, and straighten it up, and then you're going to want to cut this edge. So this edge, what I did was I lined up, the only straight edge I could find was the folded edge. And you lined it up here, and you just cut those off. It's very easy. And then I'm trying to go fast so not to bore you. And then this one you cut easy. And then there's 2 things to measure. You're going to want to measure it from the folded edge to this edge. That needs to be 8 inches. So that's going to cut off this tab. So that's 8 inches. Okay. That's one measurement that you have to make. And then, so this is going to be your book. Now, I guess there's 3 measurements. You have to decide how tall you want your book to be. This one is probably about 7.5 inches tall. So if I cut this at 7.5, okay, then you have this sheet, and you could use this, but you probably need it to be a little bit bigger. But this is going to be your journal. And I talked about, and I'm not sure if you can see, on file folders, it comes with these pre-scored lines. And I take the first line, it's about 1/4 of an inch, and that's where I make my fold. And that's going to make the spine for the center of your book. And very easy. I fold it forward and backwards just to, make the creases good. So now the only other thing you have to measure is this, since you have a spine, is not going to be flush. It's about 1/4 of an inch off. So you need to take 1/4 inch once you make your spine. See, I have my spine here folded and it's made. This is the longer edge, so I need to cut 1/4 inch off of this measurement. So what I do is I just take it and I put it down at, I had done 8 inches when I made the book, so I'm going to take this folded part and go over to the 3/4 line. That's going to be my 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to cut that off. And that evens up your booklet, so your journal. So there, now you've got your 1/4 inch, and these are even. So now what you're going to want to do, and this is the easy part, you're going to take one edge and fold it to the first line that you come to, the first crease that you come to, and you fold that. And then you're going to take the other side and you're going to go to the first crease that you come to and you fold that. And you try and get it pretty, I want to get it even. Okay, so now you have a book that has a spine, you have a journal that has a spine, and 2 flaps. So now I fold them back on each other just to make sure you get a good crease. Okay, so now this is going to be your journal. And what I did was I added, I'm going to try and get those, I didn't bring my bone folder in here, so I'm just going to try and crease that a little bit better. What I did was this front cover that I made, this is about, let's see how big this is. This is about 5 inches. And that's really a good size, but I don't have, I guess I could make this 5 inches. So this is a second file folder that I had cut down. Okay, so I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna cut a 5 inch piece. Okay, now, what you're gonna wanna do, this is gonna be your front cover. So, you're gonna wanna cut it down. This is 3 3/4. Because it was 4, because it was 8. So this is 3 3/4. So it's about 3 3/4. So I would cut this maybe like at 3 1/2. Or, you could make it any size, 3 1/4. But I'm going to do 3 1/2. Okay. Now, the other thing that you want to do is I want to leave myself some room on this side, because this is the side I'm going to call. But this is, this is where it's going to be attached. This is the side that's going to be attached to my cover. So what I'm going to do, there's the pre-scored lines on this fold, and I'm going to, again, choose the 1/4 inch, the first line, and that's going to make your spine. So what I'm going to do is I would put it in there and just show you that, okay, so it's 3 1/2, so it's a little bit smaller. I want to cut part of this off, but you want to leave yourself enough room to, for it to attach easily. So I'm going to cut it, where's my fold line? I'm going to cut it at about 2 inches. So that gives us enough room to glue it on. And then you can either glue it on now, or you can decorate your pages. But what you will do is you'll take this is going to be your cover. you're going to want to glue on this side, and you're going to glue it flush so that you have a little gusset. So you see you're going to have a 1/4 inch spine, you're going to have a 1/4 inch spine, and you're going to do the same thing to the back. You're going to take a piece of file folder and you're going to cut it at, what did we say, 3.5? 3.5? Okay. And then we're going to cut this. Oh no, it was 5. Okay, wait, I'm screwing up. Hold on. Let's cut it at 5. We're going to cut it at 5. Okay, and then this is going to be 3.5. So this is going to be your back cover. Okay, so it's 5 inches by 3.5. And then again, you're going to open it up. You're going to find the pre-scored lines, and you're going to fold on that first line to make a 1/4 inch spine. And I do that just because it's going to give you room for your pages, and it's going to kind of sit flush. And then I'm going to take the side that has the lines on it and where I folded, I'm going to put that fold mark on the 2-inch line, and I'm going to cut that off. So now this is going to be the back cover. So you would attach it the same way. Actually, you attach it kind of, I'm going to attach it backwards. There, it folds out this way. So you're going to glue it that way, and then you're going to glue the first one that way. And then you have your spine that has the 3 spines. And what I did on mine was I kind of put them at the same space, or the same in the center of the book, and did it that way. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is, I have the front cover and the back cover together, and then the middle spine is long. So that's your book, and it's very easy. You've got one real big signature in the front, and then when you turn it over, you've got 2 signatures on the back. And I think it makes a great little size journal. I think it lies flat, and I like that. So that's the tutorial. I would appreciate your comments if you thought, I hope I wasn't too crazy, you know, the way I talked about it. Oh, and then the other thing I didn't mention was the size of the pages. I made them different sizes, so I just wanted it to look more kind of like a, you know, a witch's notebook. So the pages these aren't all the same size. I cut them down, and the pages that I tore and did things to, I did that a lot of the times once I'd already sewn them into my book. So it really made it a little easier, because you could, you know, figure out, well, I need it to be that, you know, the book's going to close, I want it to look like this. I could have had more things sticking out, which would look nice, but you can add different embellishments to the edges, and, you know, it would be a, you know, more of a kind of haphazard look to it. But that's the journal. Again, I would appreciate your comments. Let me know what you think about the journal. Let me know what you think about the tutorial, if there's something I can do different. But really all it takes is at the most 2 file folders and your imagination. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend. It's going to be Father's Day weekend, so I wish happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and I hope to be back soon with a couple of journals that I've completed. Thank you.